Brothers and sisters, our next speaker, again representing the most positive and, in my opinion, the most inspirational part of our movement, is a young female. Many of you have already heard her speak. Maybe not in person, but certainly through YouTube, because her speeches became absolutely legendary and were shared thousands of times. Let's hear it for a 19-year-old student called Mhairi Black. Let's hear it for Mhairi.
Hi there, my name's Mhairi Black and I'm actually 20 now. Well, I have to say it's an absolute honour to be speaking in George Square of all places. Not just because this is the heart of my hometown, but because this has been the heart of so many political movements throughout this country's history. I mean, let's just appreciate the history here a minute. We had UCS marching through here against the poll tax through here, and in the run-up to the referendum, the celebrations of the Yes campaign in this very square. Now, the one that always captured my imagination, my grandpa used to tell me about it, was Black Friday. You may know of it. When 90,000 working class men and women gathered in this very square and stood up against the British establishment, so powerful that they had to send in the army to deal with them. And in amongst all the chaos, my imagination was set on fire when I imagined that famous red flag being risen, and amongst all these people fighting for a better life. That flag has always been the symbol of hope to me, the symbol of when ordinary people come together and realise their potential. That is why it genuinely breaks my heart that I can stand in that very same square and say with absolute conviction that the Labour Party are now the enemy of working class people. When I think of the giants that have been in the Labour Party, the Keir Hardys, the Tony Benns, the only words that come to my mind are the words of Jimmy Reid. It is not that we have left the Labour Party, it's that they have abandoned us. They haven't just spent the past 2 years campaigning with the Tories, they have now said that they will implement the same cuts as the Tories. They are conservative in every way except in name and colour. And the irony of that is that they're about to run a general election campaign on the slogan, "Vote Labour to keep out the Tories." Well, I don't think that Scotland's quite ready to swallow that line. Let's not forget that when they were asked the question, do you want to rid this country of unelected Tory rule forever, they proudly said, no thanks. But with that in mind, I don't hold it against people that voted no. And it's taken me a long time to reach that opinion. If you asked me on the 19th, I would have had a totally different opinion. But I don't hold it against them. Yes, some were selfish, and they will continue to be selfish. Yes, some were just plain gullible. But overall, they were just as cheated as the rest of us. They weren't just misinformed, they were lied to. Pensioners were told they'd lose their pensions. That was a lie. Immigrants were told they'd be parked out of Scotland. That was a lie. We were told that the NHS would only be safe in the hands of Westminster. That is proven to be a lie. Now we have to accept that people bought it. We do. But I know how hard that is, because I know I don't have to explain to anyone here the pain and the crushing disappointment on the 19th. I was actually at the count in Renfrewshire with my dad and my pal, and when the vote was coming in, the way the hall was laid out, we had to walk past all these fat cat Labour councillors goading us, clapping sarcastically, saying, oh, better luck next time, oh, hard lines. Took everything, every fibre of my being not to put the nut in one of them. But I went home to my mum that night, just numb, shattered. I was seething with anger at the Labour Party, if you can't tell. And when I get back, I was tearing down all my yes posters, taking off my badge, saying, that's it, it's done, we've blown it. Our one chance, we've blown it. And I could not help but remember the faces of all the broken people that I have met across this country in this campaign. People in Govan, in Fergusley, in Westerhales, in Easterhouse, Shelston. These people who have been beaten by life in every sense imaginable. And I'm not romanticising it. You could see the hope in their faces. You could see it. They wanted a better future. They wanted power to influence their own lives. I had to explain to 60-year-olds how to vote. These people, it wasn't just that they were coming out to vote, they were voting for something. And I was saying to my mum, it's done. We've taken their hope from them. And my mum said something to me which just stopped me in my tracks. It actually brought me to tears. She stopped me, and I'll say to everyone here today what she said to me. We are their hope. Us, right now, in this square, we are their hope. The people who refuse to give up, that's us. Where most people did buy into the fear and the lies, we have to remember that 45% of this country didn't buy it. They didn't buy it. We should hold our heads high and know that we stood against one of the most powerful establishments on this planet. Not just throwing the kitchen sink at us, throwing the whole bloody house at us, and we didn't crumble. We have to get back into the heart of these broke communities. We have to stay engaged with them, keep them believing that there is still something better. That place that we told them about, that we thought we would get to on the 18th, it still exists. It's just that we have to take a longer route. And that is why, me personally, I will be voting SNP in the next general election. We have to get smart. Now that doesn't mean that I am overly passionate about every single thing the SNP does. It doesn't mean that I love Braveheart or anything like that. What it means is I recognise that they are the most powerful weapon in order to get independence, the strongest vehicle to get us there. Now, where we have to accept the outcome of this referendum, as legitimate or illegitimate as we think it may be, that general election is our chance to send a message loud and clear to Jim Murphy, to Douglas Alexander, Margaret Curran, Gordon Brown. We are paying your bills, no more. Here I have a flyer that went through certainly almost every house in Glasgow, if not Scotland, from the Labour Party. And it said, if you don't know, vote no. How insulting is that? If you don't know, if you're ill-informed, if you're not sure about what will be one of the most important decisions of your life, don't bother getting educated. Don't bother looking into it. Don't you dare question the Labour Party. Shut up, eat your cereal and vote no. How dare they? We have to get people educated. Education dispels fear. It's why all of us are here. We got ourselves politically educated, we looked at the facts and realised independence is the only sensible option for a fairer society. We have to keep spreading that. Go back to your branches, keep champing doors, keep motivating people, report the things that BBC never will. Now I won't lie, I'm scared of the cuts that are coming. I'm scared of the job losses, the unemployment. I'm scared that UKIP now have a representative in the Parliament making decisions for us. But most of all, I am confident. And I'm confident because of everybody here today. The fact that after that colossal, horrendous result, we are still able to stand in this square and stand proudly gives me all the confidence I need. Confidence was the magic ingredient that allowed us to have the courage and the audacity to stand up against the British establishment and some of the most powerful corporations in this country. This flyer is from the party of a woman who says the people of Scotland are not genetically programmed to make political decisions. This same woman has recently said that independence is over. She said that the people have spoken, that's it, done, it's dead, we should all move on. Well, Alex Salmond came out and said the dream will never die. I tell you what, I'm done dreaming. Independence is a reality. It's a reality that is within our grasp if we just keep going that wee bit longer. So in May 2015, we tell those politicians, we send back a pro-independence party to Westminster and send a clear message to Joanne Lamont, to Ian Gray, to Jackie Baillie saying that in 2016, they're next. So get your yes badges back on, get your window bills up, get your car stickers on, and most importantly, send a message to Westminster saying we are the Yes Movement and we are going nowhere. Thank you.